Hey guys, um, I was thinking about this, and obviously these are my own thoughts, nobody else's thoughts, so, you know, take what you want. Um, I personally believe that in the future, some point, I feel like a majority of the population, of people, hopefully, won't even look at gender as an issue. I think that if people stopped judging other people for what they believe is correct, then this world would be a much better place. Although that sounds so cliche, I know. But I mean, honestly, I really just don't think gender is an issue. I have experienced so many people, and I've said this before in other videos, I have experienced so many other people that have fallen in love with me, and they had never been with a guy. And I'm not trying to be egotistical at all, I promise. That's not me. I'm just saying that if somebody who's never been with a guy can fall in love with me and is with me, regardless of their gender, um, then I'm pretty sure there are other people in this world that feel the same way and can experience the same kind of stuff. I know there's people out there who are really confused with their sexuality, and I think that the only reason anybody should ever be confused, or is confused, I guess is what I'm trying to say, is because of how the world and how people treat the issue. And even with the media, it's still so hard to interpret your own feelings because you live around other people that may not support it or may give you negative feelings about it. And I think sometimes with that, you have to realize that those people's opinions can change. And I think if they're really true to you in your life, that they're not gonna leave just because something like that, something so small, is changed about what they think about you. But honestly, I think with my experience, I think a lot of people change their minds once they get to know certain people about certain issues and certain events and certain all kinds of stuff. You can change somebody's opinion of certain things. You just can't be afraid to be who you are. There's no room for fear anymore because this planet, this world, it has to change, and people's thoughts and opinions need to be changed because there's so many horrible things going on around the world, and that's because people aren't standing up and trying their best. And even if people are standing up, there's not enough of us standing up and being honest and being truthful about events. We're letting things slip and slide, and we can't do that because honestly, if we let things slip and slide and go, things won't ever change, and we can't expect them to change if we don't stand up and we don't try to make a difference in our situations. I know there's been times when I felt so down about my situations and I didn't know if things would ever change, but things do change and you're going to change and you can't hide who you are. So you need to be honest with yourself. If you if I feel honestly, I feel like, and I think a lot of people do, that they just don't want to acknowledge that love love is love, and I think anybody can fall for anybody at any given point in time. Even with people saying, "Oh, I'd never fall for somebody that's the same sex." I've experienced it, and I know that it is possible. And I'm not saying that everybody is going to change to 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 being with the same sex, but I feel like I don't have a specific gender that I acknowledge in my life. I feel like I match up with both, so I'm not going to declare myself one or the other. Although I may look like more one than the other, I still believe that I am very androgynous in my personality and in the way I think about things. So I don't think that we can ever really narrow down somebody like we'd like to. I think it's easier for us to narrow down who we are and narrow down who somebody else is, when it's never ever that simple, because people change constantly. They're constantly changing, and sometimes that's sad. Sometimes you don't want people to change, but the truth is we all change, and it's going to happen. And I've struggled with it, and I still am struggling with the fact that people change, and sometimes it's hard to just be okay that people are changing, because you want the person that you knew, and you don't want that to go away, because then events and things will change. But the truth is, if you don't mash up with somebody after they've changed, then it's time to move on, and you will find people that you do mash up with, and you do have good times with. It's not like it's going to be the last time you're ever happy hanging out with somebody again, you know? I don't know, it's just lots of things floating through my mind, like most of the videos that I make. I just sit down and talk, which is all I can do right now, since I don't have a portable camera. But, I don't know. I just thought I would let that out there, that gender really isn't an issue, and love is love, and I think that society needs to try and open their mind about love. I don't think it's a gay or a straight or a bi thing. I think it's a human and a soul thing. Love is a human and a soul thing. And you don't have control over who your soul and your heart falls for. When you spend time with people, you get to know people. Love is love, and it doesn't see a gender, and it never will see a gender, because that's not how you're supposed to see love. You fall in love for the person and the way you feel about them and how they make you feel, and the times you have together. So you really I think people have to acknowledge that. If you fall in love with your best friend, whether it be the opposite sex or the same sex, and the only thing that's holding you back is the fear of things changing, well, things change. Life changes. Scenarios change. And you can't let fear hold you back, because it's not worth letting fear drive you. And sometimes you do have to go slow with people. Sometimes that's the only thing you can do, is go slow, because you know they're scared. And that's okay. It's okay to go slow. I'm not saying you have to rush anything. Rushing things are never good. But don't be afraid of the possibilities that can outcome later on. Never be afraid of that. Never live in fear. Always go after what would make you most happy in life. And don't listen to anybody else. Because in the end, it's you that is living with your life. And if you're not happy with your life, in the end, it's nobody else's fault but yours, because of the choices you've made. Anyways, it was quite a long video, so I am going to go. And leave me comments in the crotch bar. Tell me what you think. Talk to you guys later. Bye.